John with HookahJohn.com here again. Alright, wanted to, before we get into this video, I wanted to let you know that we are going to have a hookah convention for you, the end user. That's going to be this summer, and there's going to be more news to come on that. Been working on it for a few months now. Just got to get past one little hurdle, and when we get that, we're going to have all of your favorite vendors out there, all of your brands, and it's not going to be an industry thing. It's going to be open to you. You guys see me going to all the industry events and so forth. Well, you always ask me, how can I get in? How can I get in? Usually you can't, but I'm putting together something that's going to be just for you. All right. Purpose of this video is going to be the new Ferris Bowl that came out. Okay. I know I introduced it and I went through it kind of quick, and a lot of people have got this because they get it. So instead of rushing for the people who get it, I'm going to go ahead and try to go a little slowly, show you what I do with this. First, you can put any type of tobacco in this. And it's made specifically for the Kaloud Lotus in mind. Okay, put your Kaloud Lotus on top, fits in, nice, works. You can always use foil if you want. Somebody asked me why the spire looks a little low. Well, it may look low compared to here, but your heat source is not going to be there. You know, the Lotus drops in and leaves about a nickel's thickness from the spire to the Lotus. That way the smoke has space to flow through the spire. Alright, some people ask me about using a wider gauge. I don't care for them that much. I kind of like that size, but we did make some wide gauge Harmony bowls for those of you that think the wider gauge is better. I think it does make a huge difference, but then again, I'm not the be-all end-all of hookah smoking. Alright, so today's choice, we're going with Tangiers, which oddly looks different. Is this... These are bigger chunks. We had some other Tangiers here. People were talking about this. Yeah, it's like a completely different cut. So I don't know what's going on with the folks at Tangiers. This is cane mint. This is mixed with something. Or is it not? It's not mixed with something. Okay. This is cane mint, so you can see this is finer. It's not the point of this video, but I was just noticing that why is this one. Now, this cane mint is Burkook, right? Or original?
The Burley.
Oh, Burley? Okay, so that's Burley. This is New Lemon Lime. And pretty sure it's in the Burkook line. Alright, so we are stirring this up. It's a little clumpy, I think, just because it's cold in the warehouse. It has been for a few weeks. But this is your Tangiers. So what we're going to do is throw some in there. Okay? How are we throwing? Am I just throwing it in there, slopping it in? No, I just want to get some in. And that way I can work it in the bowl the way I like to do it. By the way, those of you guys that do reviews, some of you guys already have them. I didn't really give any out, but I think that so many were purchased already that some of your reviewers will be doing that. Okay, with Tangiers, normally we pack it in real tight. I don't feel like doing it super tight today. This is kind of tight. We're gonna take some out in a little bit. So I'll do that. And then you can use a fork or you can use your fingers. I'm going to stick with the fork, but I'm gonna have to get my fingers involved a little bit here. Let's take some out. I wanna keep this edge here clean. Oh, I hope I have my hookah set up. So we're going to keep this clean. I'm going to show you what I do. Now, some of you guys don't like to waste tobacco, and I can understand that. So go ahead and clean over your tub. That way, anything that falls out can go back in. I'm going to press it down a little bit more. So yeah, we're getting a tighter pack. But not everyone thinks that. You think that's too tight? Would you do that? You would? Alright. I've tried it loose, tried it tight. I haven't sat down to make a full analysis if either way is better. They both work. Okay? So what you're doing is just getting a heat source onto this Tangiers. So many of you guys are familiar with the Kaloud Lotus. Probably more than I am. I use it once in a while, but there's so many that just swear by it. Hence, the reason why we came out with this bowl. I'd like to say that there are other bowls that are made for the Lotus out there which you find online. This just happens to be ours. Okay, so there's your bowl. Probably pat down a little bit. People say don't let the Lotus hit your tobacco. It's alright if it hits it a little bit. It's not going to affect it that much. So now, we got our coals ready over here, almost. People, do not preheat your Lotus. Okay? Some people have been doing it, and Lotus does not recommend you do it, and neither do I. Because in due time, if you put it long enough, it's going to melt away. And then you're going to call up Lotus and say, hey, my Lotus melted. I'm like, yeah, from what? And they'll be like, I don't know, I was just using it. Like, no, you weren't. You threw it on there for an extended amount of time, and it melted away. I haven't heard that problem for a while, so maybe the word got out. All right. So you want to come over here. Some people are saying titanium's black out with the Lotus, which I haven't found that to be the case. I don't know if they're putting them on flat. I mean, I could see it being the case with any coal, because coals need air, and you're definitely restricting air with this. So I'm going to Stonehenge them in here, just like yay. And I usually end up taking one out if it's too hot. So I got 4 titanium coals Stonehenged in there. Alright, and then I'll put this on here. I'll take that off. As you can see, it's probably been barely a minute that I had it on there. Get it a little preheated, put it on there. You don't have to do that. You can just put your Lotus on, put your coals directly in for the obvious. Okay, so now it takes a few minutes to heat up, just like any packed bowl with Lotus does. So what are we gonna do? Let's get this going right here. What I'm trying to do with this video is not just show it to you now. Normally I do this and I'll take a couple of puffs, and then all of a sudden we'll take a couple of puffs and that'll be it. It's great. But what about the full session effect? What I'm gonna do is come back and time it. So I don't have my phone and we don't have a clock. So alright, so we got an RB here, technical difficulties, whatever. So I just put this on and we stopped the video. And so now it's 10:57 in the AM, beautiful Friday morning. Okay, so you're getting a little smoke. Still needs time to warm up, but not that much. So we've got this smoking, so instead of watching HookahJohn smoke for a few minutes, you'll have to take my word on it that it's going to continue to smoke, and I'm going to show you guys the coals in, I don't know, maybe an hour or so, 45 minutes, I don't know. We'll see how long it lasts. The Lotus is actually what does the trick here to keeping your coals lasting longer. So as you can see, it's smoking. It'll take a few minutes. But why don't we come back in 10 minutes and see how this is smoking, all right? See if the clouds get thicker and so forth. So I will be right back. And here we are almost 10 minutes later. See that nice little Facebook message from Jake. Okay, so this thing is fully working right now after about 10 minutes of fully warming up. Now again, the point of this video is not to show you how it starts. Yeah, it's a bowl, it works, it fits a Lotus, great. The point is to show you how well it performs, so I'm going to keep showing you what time it is and how the coals are. I mean, after 10 minutes, we still have the 4 coals in here, and the lid is wide open on our Lotus. Let's see if they're turning black like people claim that they do. Let's take a look at that. There's a lot of comments out there, and a lot of them are legitimate comments, and some of them aren't, so I don't want to blow them, but let's see. Not black. Not blacking out, a little blackness, but seriously, that's gonna be normal with coals. If you put coals like on the floor or anywhere on a solid surface with no air, they're gonna black out. Hey, here's a good question for you. How do you put out a fire? You take away its oxygen. So, okay, only after 10 minutes, so we'll see how that works out. Again, I'm going to smoke this. Right now I'm upgrading to that Windows 10 and I think it's gonna take a while, so I'm gonna sit here and smoke in the warehouse. Not go to my desk like we normally do. Excellent clouds. Do you need this bowl? There's a question. No. Am I using it every session? No. I'm using it. I find that I like using it at home now because I usually do one session, and at the end of that session of coals, I'm just like, oh, I don't want to light more coals. I really don't. I just wish I had like 15 or 20 more minutes to go. So, and the Lotus, not the bowl, the Lotus is what helps me do that. So it extends the life of your coals and go well over an hour. And we're going to see that right now anyways. So I'm not going to change any coals out, and I'll be back in just a minute to show you a little bit more. And also what we're going to do is show you how many hours we can go. Like, we're going to add another round of coals to this and see how well, like, Tangiers holds up really well to longevity, okay? And we're going to try it with another brand, but maybe not on this video, or else I'm going to be smoking here all day. So, which I'm going to be doing anyways, so maybe I will. We'll be back in a little bit, guys. All right? Thanks. Oh, okay. Clock. 11:09. All right? Be back about half an hour, an hour. We got 11:40. Okay, I forget what time we stopped, but I don't think it's been a full hour, but we'll see how this is still performing. Again, this is more on Lotus performance. To show you that. I don't really want to take it off and put it back on. So you can see that. Let's see if they're blacking out. What a lot of the guys on Reddit say. It's not really blacking out. I haven't even touched these. They're in the same exact position. So, alright, we got some blacking out there. It should be normal. I guess you can flip them, because it's just a little bit. A little bit. Tiny bit. So I guess you can just flip them. And also at this point, you can flatten them too, but maybe they'll black out even more. So what we're gonna do, we'll come back to when I need some coals, some new coals. I'm not gonna light any for about 10 more minutes, maybe a little bit longer. So we'll go flat on these, but see how it's performing. Still blowing smoke. HookahJohn blowing smoke up your nose. All right, so we'll be back a little later. $11:59. So you guys are keeping track of the time. I think we're at about an hour or so. These are the coals now. They haven't changed much since the last time, but I guess the point of doing this, yeah, these coals are like only halfway out. Yeah, there is some blackness to it now that I laid them flat. But I would assume every coal does that just because of. You know, you just got to get some air on them. But what would happen, I mean, that's pretty good for an hour's worth of use. They would last longer, but we're making a video here and I'm trying to get that out, get the point across. So we're putting in 4 more titanium coals. These ones I didn't light 100%, so they may not fit, but that's just a guess right now. And the heat level obviously was dying down with those other coals, but that seems normal. See, yeah, this one's a little fat, so it won't get in there. I'll leave that one out for now. May or may not add it. I'll stonehenge these in like that triangle formation there. And continue to smoke away. Not much to see here, so I'll come back again. What the point of what I'm trying to make here, we're gonna try to burn this Tangiers all the way, which takes time. So sorry for the long video, but it's gonna take some time. So I'll come back when these are almost out and then show you what's left and then how easy it is for cleanup. All right, so I'll be back in a little bit, guys. Okay, so we are back to a HookahJohn multitask. Try not to make this too shaky. But for timing, what do we got here? Is that 1:14 in the PM. Same bowl, just 2 rounds of coals. Still going good. Flavor is there. Enough of me smoking. Let's see how these coals are. So this is that second round. What did I put? 3 and I took them out. Or I put a 4th one in. It was just too hot. So I decided to keep it at 3 for most of the time. So there we are. They're getting pretty low. Now what I'm gonna do, let's see, it's been about 2 hours, right? Still going good. I guess I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna finish this out. I don't want to waste this, but I want to see what the tobacco looks like after these coals are pretty much dead. They're getting there. They're not putting too much heat output. Actually, what I'll do is I'll drop them. They didn't black out. Maybe on the bottom they're turning a little black. That's just too little of coal though for a Lotus. I don't have any more coals on this hookah. So yeah, a little bit, 15 minutes or so. It'll be completely done. I'll show you the cleanup, all right? Be right back. 1:47. Towards the end I kind of neglected it. I got a little busy. So here are the coals done. Now it's still hot though, so I can't just touch it by hand. So we're gonna see the cleaning process here. Try to get this off. Oh, pops right off. That's a good thing about Tangiers. It doesn't stick to the Harmony Bowl too often, right? We got a dirty Lotus, sorry about that. It's not dirty from this session. It's just dirty because we're dirty people here. Okay, can we do a little DJ work on this? Go DJ, that's my DJ. Oh yeah. Anyway, so check this out. We'll go throw this in the trash and see how much cleaning up is really necessary for this. All right, you just put a little casting couch piece in there. Okay, I'd be careful throwing hot tobacco into the trash because it can smoke. Look at this. It looks like one of those. It looks like one of those Girl Scout cookies, the coconut ones. What do you call those? My favorite. I don't need too much. All right. So then you get, this looks like it's still a little soft. It's hot and soft. All right, you see that? So that's about all we didn't use. There's that much. I mean, this is a little soft to the touch here, but come on. All right, we've had enough. All right, we've had just about enough. This bowl, and towards the end, it just wouldn't smoke anymore. So you gotta be careful taking this out. But the cool thing, the bowl's just a little bit hot. Not super hot, a little hot. So I just wipe that out with a dry paper towel. We get that. All right, clean up. Let's see clean up. Throw it under water. I just go by hand. And perfectly clean. No, it's got a little skid mark right there. Right? Nothing wrong with a little skid mark. As long as you're doing solo sessions, right? Okay. And if you want, you can scrub this stuff out. We've done it before. Takes a little bit more work. Do you need to scrub it out? Do you need me to prove it to you? I'll scrub it out. This is not that rough to scrub with. And this is not the right tool to clean it. Actually, it is. I just don't feel like doing it. If you're really if you're really picky, you can get it all out there. So that's about as good as we're gonna get as far as I'm working. So there you have it. The Ferris Bowl by, here's a story about all the drama, people saying I copied it. I was really vague in saying how I copied it. I mean, and how I responded to it. No, don't stop it, don't stop it. I'm not gonna rat anybody out. I was really vague in the way I responded by saying I didn't copy it. Seems someone else had the idea for this bowl before here at work. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. And it had been a side project, and I'm working on other stuff, so we're not gonna get into it. Don't worry, I'm not gonna rat anyone out. All right, that's all I'm gonna say. But anyways, great bowl nonetheless. You guys will like it. Oh, just came in since we were starting this video. Here's a new color. So those are gonna be the colors that we're gonna keep right now. These are the colors in the lineup. Where's the other one? Do we have another one? Here it is. Oh, I think this is called Tiger Red. Tiger Red, right? Red Tiger, Crouching Dragon. This is called some like Black Swamp. I'm gonna call this Pistachio. It's not even online yet. It probably will be by the time you're watching this video. And then what do we call that? Blue Swamp. Anyways, HookahJohn's got a phone call. And that's it. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys later. I gotta grab that.